Scanning. Identity authorized. Welcome to the Secret Superhero Club Podcast Network.
This week on the ASP, we talk about Netflix's The Dragon Prince and toxic fandoms and a bunch of other stuff. It's a pretty good episode. I mean, not to toot my own horn, but That is one cute Korean boy with his small poodle dog. Oh, I watched, it was Baekhyun playing PUBG with Shin.
Oh, yeah.
So like, he's playing, he's doing really good. Like, he gets out of this area and he's going and he's looting this, but he kills the person. He's going and looting this body, and then he gets like shot in the head. And like Baekhyun's just like sitting there. He's like, ah! It's just hilarious.
I love it.
Welcome everybody to the Animation Station Podcast, episode 120. My name is Josh.
I'm Hanna.
And today we're going to be talking about the new Netflix series, The Dragon Prince. But first off, here's a word from our sponsor. And then I didn't record anything. So this episode is sponsored by Ripped Apparel. Go to rippedapparel.com and get 10% off of your purchase using code ASP10 and get 10% off a shirt, because I'm wearing a shirt right now. Hanna, are you wearing a shirt?
No.
She is not wearing a shirt. But yeah, if you want to, so Hanna, you want to gird your upper body in case of any sort of coldness. So go to Ripped Apparel.
Okay.
Get yourself a cool shirt and use code ASP10. 10%
Sure.
off. Yeah.
Definitely. Okay.
Hanna just walks around without shirts. All the time. No shirts.
Humidity levels are murder, man.
So yeah, today we're going to be talking about Netflix's The Dragon Prince. But first, there were some things that came out.
Just a few.
It's been a while since we had a
nice
real episode.
Like Nickelback. Just a nice throw in.
It's been a long time since we had news.
Yeah, it has been. Airwaves have kind of been quiet.
I went out to LA, and then it kind of, everything was recorded in advance, and everything just kind of got a little weird. But we did have a couple things drop. We had the new Grinch trailer drop, starring Benedict Cumberbatch.
I watched the teaser, and I refused to watch the full trailer because I want to go and be surprised.
You want to surprise? It's going to be the exact same Grinch
That's
thing
fine,
that we've had forever.
But I don't want like new editions ruined, which so often you do have ruined when you watch trailers. So I kind of, because it's like comic book movies, I'll watch one trailer because I'm pretty sure I know exactly how that movie is going to work out, but I don't want actual executions of things ruined for me. So I have held off from watching the new Grinch trailer.
We also had the new Captain Marvel trailer came out.
Yes.
So
have not watched that either.
I watched the first part that Cloud City Cast posted, but I didn't watch any more. Mainly because I was like,
not feeling it.
No, I wasn't feeling it.
I know. Part of me is like, well, we've discussed this at length.
The Captain Marvel movie that I want to see that comes out in 2019 is Shazam. That's the Captain Marvel movie I want to see.
Ditto, practically. I've never really been a Captain Marvel fan for reasons that are too long to explain here in the news section.
I'll explain it. Because Hanna loves the character Rogue from X-Men.
Yes.
And Rogue kills Carol Danvers. So therefore, she does not like Carol Danvers.
Carol is a terrible person in those comic books, and they have this huge epic fight, and Rogue wins. Like, she does most of the fights that she gets involved with. So,
well, yeah, because she can suck somebody dry and make them unmovable and just like die.
It's great. Who doesn't want that kind of ability?
No, that would be fun. Also, Smallfoot's coming out soon.
That's right, it is, isn't it?
I'm interested in it. I think we're gonna do an episode on it.
I had a feeling that you would.
Yeah.
I mean, it looks beautiful.
Yeah, it's got James Corden in it.
It does.
And
he's the human, right?
James Corden is the human.
He's the Smallfoot.
The Smallfoot, yes.
He is the Smallfoot.
And then we've got what's his face? John Cena, right?
Channing Tatum.
Channing Tatum, same thing.
And then there's actually a whole lot of people.
One was a bull. Common's in it.
Yeah, he's in it. Oh,
Common
gosh.
from Hell on Wheels.
Oh,
And
he's
various other
Date
things.
Night. I know him from Date Night, but
I don't know what Date Night is.
it's
He's also
Steve Carell and Tina Fey movie.
He's also the boyfriend fiance in that Laura Dern movie, where when she was a girl. Never mind. We'll skip out on that movie. Probably not age appropriate.
Probably not for your
Probably
audience that
not.
you're aiming for.
However, oh crap, the dude, not Alex Hirsch, the guy who plays Dipper Pines. His name is escaping me. Carl, look up who plays Dipper Pines. We have Carl here, one of my longtime friends.
Yeah.
Carl Valentine is here with us. Hi, Jane's mom. What's his name? Jason Ritter, who plays Dipper Pine, is also in that Laura Dern movie. So you got the Disney connection with Laura Dern being in Star Wars and Jason Ritter as Dipper Pines.
Okay.
So there you go. It's a Disney film. Not a Disney film. But Hannah and I were both on the Toons podcast recently.
Yes.
I did a Toonami bracket, and you did a Chatty Cathy bracket?
Yeah, we just kind of sat on his couch, and we talked about stuff that I love.
I like that studio.
It's a gorgeous studio.
It's very
I snapped
nice.
the photos of it, so I'll be sharing them soon, but they're really cool.
The only photo I snapped was this one, where
Which one?
It's a very, very blurry fold.
Oh,
one.
see, I got a really good snap of the couch and the lighting right behind it. But yeah, Harold has a great setup over by the Tower Theater here in Oklahoma City. But yeah, so we went on and he kind of just asked me questions about shows that I grew up loving. We talked a lot about Hey Arnold because he was like very surprised that I gave him Hey Arnold as one of my like all-time favorite shows.
Hey Arnold.
And he's like, pretty much giddy at the thought that I love that show still so much. So we talked a lot about that. I don't know when that episode's going to get to come out, but it will be out eventually. And I had a whole lot of fun. And we talked about me coming back on because he likes to talk about music alongside animation. And we didn't get to talk a whole lot about the music side. So I might do like a part 2 where we talk about my very eclectic taste of music.
Yes. It is definitely a taste. We also got a couple things that came out. They've announced the 2019 dates for Miraculous Live, so you can go see the stage play of Miraculous.
That is going
Tales
to
of
be
Ladybug and Cat
amazing.
Noir. We've got Hershey, Pennsylvania, Easton, Pennsylvania, Schenectady, New York, Newark, New Jersey, Durham, North Carolina, Washington, D.C. Wow. Asbury Park in Jersey, Brooklyn, New York, Stamford, Connecticut, Boston, Mass, Akron, Ohio, home of the Zips, Milwaukee, Wisconsin, Indianapolis, Indiana, Madison, Wisconsin, and Chi-Town. Ooh, maybe we can. Oh, I may be able to go to
Indianapolis
Chicago.
and Chicago aren't
That would
that
be the
bad.
closest. Plus, we could go see Oliver.
Yeah, that would be fun.
That would be fun.
That would be fun. Because, yeah, I was looking at Welcome to Night Vale dates, and they're like that, too. Trying to find something close by to come to.
Well, I like good stuff, and then you were over here with your Night Vale.
My horror. You don't like horror.
No, not a fan of Cecil.
I love Cecil.
I'm just kidding. Cecil's great. So we have that. I did the Toonami bracket. Spoilers, Dragon Ball Z won because I was with two DBZ nerds, and they were like, "This is the best show that Toonami ever had on," and I'm like,
Debatable.
"No, not really."
You should have leveled like the playing field a little bit and have someone else not a DBZ like huge fan. I guess?
argued. I was like, I had Naruto going pretty far in it.
I would argue even Naruto is not the best thing Toonami ever
Well, no,
sat
it's
on.
not. But in the bracket that I had, I was like, Toonami, I think Naruto is better than DBZ, but it did not hit. I wanted to let Zoids get past the first round.
Of course you wanted
but
Zoids.
Did not get past the first round.
Of course you wanted Zoids to go farther.
Because the Liger Zero is awesome. Yeah, so that was pretty fun. And we're actually looking to add to our podcast network. And I'll tell you guys a little bit about that towards the end of the show.
Okay.
Well, we'll talk about that. But first, let's talk about the Dragon Prince.
Okay.
I am super pumped about this. I was ready for the show for a while. I knew that Giancarlo Volpe was executive producing the show. And I was very, very excited. And then I watched it. And unfortunately, I liked it. So, I gotta say, it was probably one of the better Netflix shows that I've seen for a bit. Probably since...
Ladybug?
Well, it's not a Netflix show. I'm talking like Netflix original.
Oh, okay. Like, that they haven't, like, bought?
Yeah.
Okay.
So, since Troll Hunters, really, like, that's pretty much it. Like, Troll Hunters
okay.
Like, is my pinnacle. That last season got a little bit iffy,
a little dicey,
lifty in a couple seasons,
yeah,
or a couple episodes. But yeah, to me, like this is right up there with it. Now, that being said, I don't love everything about it because I think you and I kind of have the same qualms about the show.
I think I have a few more than you do.
I believe you do.
Yeah.
But to me, I'm going to voice my stuff first, and then we'll go into yours, and then we'll discuss.
Okay.
There are a couple scenes where it just slows down. Like the animation slows. Like when someone's walking like in a door. Like Caleb's like walking in a door, and it's like chick 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 chick. And I don't get that.
I'm like biting my tongue over here because I want you to like fully voice everything before I like start.
Because that's a problem for me. Because that happens a few times, and I don't understand it. Because when we have a fight scene, the fight scenes look really good, but
the fight scenes are the only things that look good.
Hold on, please. This is Josh's turn.
Sorry, I just couldn't. I had
here. Josh has.
No, I don't need notes.
Josh has the speaking apple.
Here.
Josh has the speaking apple. I get to speak.
Okay, you get the speak.
I get to speak.
Give me the. I'll just
There's
handle
a speaking
my
owl.
Oh, I'll get the owl.
Go get Hedwig.
I'll hold the owl.
That's the save. This is the quiet owl. You can't talk with the quiet owl.
Okay. I have the Hedwig, and we're just gonna sit here and let Josh talk.
The quiet owl apparently doesn't work because she just talked holding the quiet owl. Now it's the mean-spirited look owl, and that's what I get now. So yeah, like there's problems like that. I like very much like Avatar: The Last Airbender. There are really slow parts in this, which I mean that happens a lot. First seasons of a show, you're gonna have some slow parts. There are slow areas in this for me, but I can overlook it because I thought the world building was good. I like the fact that they introduce everything. They tell you the story up front. These are the consequences. These are the stakes that are at play. We get those like right off the bat. And I like that. Unlike Avatar, when we're like, the Fire Nation attacked because Katara told us so. We don't actually get to see anything of the actual...
no historical development.
Exactly.
And why the world is this established
We don't have anybody, showing us what's going on.
Right.
We're just like, and then the Fire Nation attacked and they killed my mom. Bleh. And Katara cries and is kind of douchey throughout the rest of season 1 and the series. But that's pretty much where my stuff ends. I thought the voice acting was phenomenal. I thought the music was really good. There was a good bit of comedy in it. I like that they brought Jake DeSena back to play Callum. Yep, thank you. She tried to talk, guys, but she's got that owl.
The mouth open to say an opinion, and I'm holding the opinion back.
I thought I liked Rayla. I liked Ezran. I liked the bond that Calum and Ezran had. I liked the Calum did feel for his father towards the end, like calls him dad at the end. Spoilers for that. Spoilers for everything. We're spoiling the Dragon Prince. Who cares? I like the General Amaya
She's
loved
great.
her.
She is great.
Loved her so much.
Why is she great?
Well, because she's a deaf character and she knows ASL, which is American Sign Language. And I love Grin, who is with her, who is her little ginger
Oh,
boy.
the freckles!
I loved it. Like, he was great. Like, I'm sad that we didn't get more with him.
Yeah, like there wasn't, or just more of the two of them as
Yeah.
a partnership together.
Which I'm hoping maybe, in season...
Yeah, in the next...
Or part 1, or part 2 of season 1.
Right.
I mean, heck, I liked, crap. I can't remember his name. Is it Renan? The other elf.
Oh.
I like the way the elves look in here. I like how when the full moon happens, they basically become invisible.
Yeah.
I thought that was really, really cool. I wish that we made our new D&D characters, and we're all elves. I wish we would have. I would have seen this before we created our new D&D.
And then you could have tied a little bit of
and
that
then
in.
I coulda,
yeah, that would have been cool.
But unfortunately, alas, I was not able to do it. All right, give me the
All right,
owl.
the opinion owl, the opinion withholding owl is gone to the Joshua. Okay, so I had a lot of problems with how the show was animated. I loved the colors used, like the coloring of the Moonshadow elves is. I love how like Rayla looks, but I will be honest. I didn't learn character names till like episode 7.
Hold on just 1 second. I do love the fact that they all look metro as hell. All of the elves, I love it. They look amazing. Shoot, where is it? Sorry, vamping. Look at these boys. Look how hot they are, Carl. Those are hot elves.
They're elves. No, I had problems with a lot of the characters. I had problems.
Bro's got a fade. Sorry.
I had problems with a lot of the characters in the show. Like, I think the only ones by the end of the 9 episodes I actually cared anything about, well, I'll say Ezrin. Yeah, it was Ezrin.
Just Ezrin?
Yeah, pretty much. Because Callum wasn't Callum, it's just Sokka.
Yeah.
Yeah, and that was my problem. It's like, it's Jack DeSena. It's just going to be Sokka. So I was like, hi, Sokka. I didn't learn Callum's name until like episode 5 because I'm like, oh, it is Prince Callum. Okay, he has a name. I need to be calling him by that. I liked the opening part where it does show you like the history. What's the name of the elf kingdom? Zedria?
Yeah, I think it's Zindria.
Or something really similar to that. And then I had problems
You're
that
going to think that we didn't watch this show
Yes.
because I can't remember anybody's name.
Okay, so I'm going to have problems with the fact that you have a name for the Elvish kingdom and then it's the human kingdom.
It has a name.
Does it?
Yeah, hold on. Go ahead. Keep talking.
Okay. I have problems with the magic system. But I tend to have problems with magic systems because I don't think that...
It's like catalyst.
Well, they never call it that.
They say it like once.
Yes. They say it once. And then you're like, oh, it's just the human kingdom. Okay. I do like the creatures of this world, much like in Avatar, where you had like the fun creatures and stuff like that. I liked Bait.
Bait was cool. Bait
is one of the best characters, and he doesn't say a word because he's like a lizard. He's a chunky...
He's a glow toad.
He's a glow toad. That's right. He is a glow toad. I don't know. The story of the Dragon Prince was not engaging for me. I was watching this... I was like watching the episodes, and I was like, you're going to be the bad guy because you're a dark... You use dark magic. Like his... Soren and his sister... I would fast...
Oh, Claudia?
Yeah, I would fast forward the parts with them.
Soren and Claudia were the best.
No, I did
Sorry,
not...
Al, go away. Soren and Claudia were the best,
I did
Hanna.
not like either of them.
Okay,
like, every time Soren would talk, I'd just go, oh my gosh, I'm back in junior high.
Here's the thing. Claudia was great.
No.
Yeah, Claudia's great.
No. I did not like her.
They're just...
She's like a hyper Katara in season 1.
Okay, here's the thing. They're like, okay, Soren and Claudia are Zuko and Azula mixed with Sokka and Katara, but they all have like Sokka's personality. That is what they are. They're a better brother-sister duo.
For me, it just doesn't work.
I thought they were great.
There was a lot of
somebody else. Hey, Carl, do you want to watch the show real quick? It's only 9 episodes, and then we'll talk about it.
I finished the show this morning, and I sat there and I was like, okay, I've watched it. I had the same feeling watching this I had with Wakefu.
Man,
yeah.
Everything I like, Hannah just
nope, not everything.
Poops on.
Nope. Not everything.
90% of the things that Josh likes.
It's a reciprocal because everything I like you also poop on. So.
Well, yeah, because I like good stuff and you watch like weird crap.
Dragon Prince I would not quantify as good.
Yes. And we'll talk about...
Which is a shame. Because the concept is really interesting.
And here's the thing. We haven't finished season 1. Will you continue to watch the rest of season 1 just to see how it finishes?
If you ask me to, I will.
Good. I'm going to ask you to.
Because if you don't, I'm not going to watch it.
Because like I want to watch the rest. Because I mean, we have a
which
dragon
is
now.
more than what I can say about Wakefu.
You don't want to, even if I say, "Hey, Hannah."
No, not Wakefu.
I'll buy you dinner.
No.
Nope. Not
Wakefu.
No more Wakefu.
Now with Dragon Prince, since like at the very end, the last episode, Callum summons a storm and the egg hatches and it's an adorable little dragon. And towards the end, I will admit, I started to like, how do you pronounce? Is it Ralia or Rayla? Rayla. Okay, it's Rayla. My brain likes to add in different.
It's Rayla. She's an elf with a Scottish accent. Which is weird because like the other elves don't really have Scottish accents.
No, they don't. I was like, okay. But
Renan's the other elf.
Oh, okay. Who, as episode 9 ended, was in a coin.
Yes.
Okay, so I did start feeling a little bit more for her. Or like as she like started to confess things, like and let Callum and Ezra know what's like actually going on, I started to like be like, oh, okay, they're not just like on this quest and no one's communicating. And I don't know. It's just
I like when she went into the village and they met that one dude when she was trying to get his thing and she's like,
to cut
no,
her.
I'm really a human girl. I like bread and complaining. And I was like, yeah, that's about right.
That's about human as you can get. But no, a lot of the episodes I didn't feel like I was engaging with what was going on. I felt like we have to do this for revenge for the humans destroying the dragon egg, and I was just like, well, this is like every other show I've ever watched.
It also doesn't help that it takes 3 episodes to get out of that castle. It takes 3 episodes to...
Yeah.
Like, if it would have been one long episode, it would have been better.
Yeah.
But it's 3 episodes.
Yeah, and it's like, I know, we talked about it a little bit. It's like, I know, like, when you, like, especially in a fantasy-themed show, it takes a while to establish the world, especially if you're going to add magic. You've got to establish how your magic functions. You got to establish how your world functions. What are the laws? What are the rules that we are going to try to live by? It takes a few episodes to establish all that, especially when you're thrown into assassin moon shadow elves going after the human king to kill him as revenge for what?
Yeah, it's Tale of Zola's time.
Yeah, this human king millennia ago destroyed the dragon egg.
Yeah, it's weird.
Why are you exacting revenge now?
Well, because I think it's Viren though. Because I think they've been at war forever, but then I think Viren destroyed the egg, or
so it's like a more
destroyed the egg. It's more recent.
Oh, okay. Because I felt like that was like the destruction of the dragon egg was
years
ago.
They split off and they hated each other for a long time.
Okay.
But then Viren destroyed the egg, which King
talk
Haro
about like a villain I don't care about.
It's weird because he's not he doesn't seem like a villain.
Oh yeah,
you know what I mean?
Yeah, he does.
I know, but I mean
episode 1.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I knew he was
I
gonna.
think-
I knew he was gonna be the villain.
I
Episode
knew.
1.
It's like he practices magic. He's a human. Only humans practice dark magic. So it's
Yeah.
like, yeah, he's gonna be a bad guy.
Yeah.
But like, he doesn't give off the bad guy vibe.
Yeah, he
you know
does.
what I mean?
Yeah, he does.
Oh
actually.
my gosh! Shut up, Hannah.
Like, but how many of these kinds of shows have we watched in our lifetime, Josh?
Tons.
Exactly. So I start watching this show. I go, okay, you're going to be the bad guy. The young girl elf is going to team off with our young boy humans, and they're going to try to right some kind of wrong. And I go, oh, they're going to go down the secret passage. I got to show you something.
Well,
I
think of it
bet
this
you
way.
it's the dang dragon egg.
It didn't take us 3 seasons to get to for Rayla to join Team Caleb, you know? It was like, boom, episode 3.
But it's like, for me, it was like really predictable. I don't know, like, obviously, I think it probably, hopefully, won't be for a lot of other people. A lot of other people will enjoy it. But for me, it was just crazy predictable as I was watching this show. I go, oh, we're going to have this assassin guy go after our elf girl, and it's going to be confessions time later. And that's exactly what happens. So I'm like, for me, a lot of it was really predictable. I was like, and I was trying to enjoy it because
Where are you?
towards the end, no. Towards the middle, yes. Towards the end,
This is the same thing you did with Teen Titans Go to the Movies.
yeah,
This is the same thing.
it is.
You just I was like, oh my gosh, this is really, really good.
Yeah.
And you're like, it was garbage.
I didn't enjoy it, but I'm hopeful. Like I still have like a little hope because I did start engaging a little bit more with the characters in like the last few episodes. Or I say characters, what should we call them? Callan, Ezrin, and Rayla.
Team Dragon.
Team Dragon. Okay, so Team Dragon, and then Bait, and then our new baby prince. Those.
Zim. And don't forget about Girl and Dog.
What is her name? Do we know her
Ava
name?
is the dog. The girl's name is Ellis.
Ellis. Okay.
By the way, I did not like the dog. The dog did not look good.
No, he felt really disconnected. Like I liked. Okay, so they're going to Caldera, but I don't. What is it? Is the Mount of Caldera?
Yeah, it's Caldera. Yeah.
Caldera, and I liked like the spider. I really liked like monsters in the shadows as they're going up to the
Did you
curse.
like-
The curse.
Did you like his jerk dance?
the jerk dance? No,
Oh, it was a bit much.
it was a
It
bit
kept
much.
going on and on and on.
It's
oh,
like
man.
in Spider-Man 3, the emo dance that Peter Parker does. Because, wait, no, that movie never happened. I don't know what I speak of.
No, it happened. It was like the role that Topher Grace left That 70s Show for.
No, he actually didn't. No, it was another film.
Oh, was it Oceans?
No,
Was
it
the
was...
Oceans movie?
No, it wasn't. Topher Grace was like, was it 50 Dates with Todd Hamilton? Win
know
a
what that
date
is.
with Todd Hamilton. That's what he left That 70s Show for.
Oh, but then he was in Predators.
He was.
And he was the murderer all along.
No, so I hope that season 2 is better, and that, or like part 2 of season 1 is better, because I'd like to see more of our general.
Amaya. And
Amaya.
Grin,
Yeah.
And Corvus. Because Corvus kind of went out for a bit. He was the one who fought Rayla.
Oh,
Yeah.
yes. I'd like a few more like of these minor characters who had just a little bit of time. I'd like to see them come back and us have like more screen time with them in part 2.
Like I liked, I think okay. So I really liked mainly Caleb and Rayla. The ship, because I'm like, yeah, it's there. We know it. But then
I have no ship yet.
no ship yet.
I have no ship yet. Because I didn't really start caring for those two characters till like late.
Well, see, it's weird because like I didn't really care for Ezrin at the beginning,
See, and
and then
I'm a reverse.
Ezrin grew on me over time.
See, that's like
Yeah.
we're reverse. I liked Ezrin kind of from the get go, and I kind of didn't like Callum. And then towards the end, I kind of liked Callum a little bit more. So
But when I saw Amaya come on, like I knew that she had been in there because I had seen a screenshot of her. I didn't know that she was deaf or anything like that. So when I saw her, I was like, "Oh, cool! She's gonna be our,
she's gonna be the Toph.
She's gonna be our super cool Toph who's gonna like beat people up."
Yeah.
And then when she's deaf, I'm like, "Oh my gosh!" Because then like Grin's, signing for her, and I'm like, and I was like,
I
did
awesome. Like that Callum can also sign back.
Yeah,
that Callum can communicate with her, not just through him. And
like she was funny too. She was like, the whole was like, breakfast is the most important meal of the day, and he's like, all right, yeah, it was really really good. And she trusts Grin. I tried to get Ethan. He's one of my friends from my previous job. He's deaf. And he's got his cochlear implants and everything.
Oh, okay,
like that.
yeah.
But he knows sign language, so I wanted to have him here because
to see if it actually.
Because there's she signed something at the grave, like her sister's grave.
Yeah.
Who I guess is Caleb's mom. That's what I took out of it. So that's why it's his aunt.
Okay.
So that's why in my mind I'm thinking that her sister is Caleb's mom, who was married to King Harrow.
Okay.
And then she died, and then he became king.
Okay.
I'm guessing. I'm not 100% sure how it works in the Dragon Prince. I don't know how lines of succession work.
Well, and royalty is always a little bit different, where you can just have people in power who can be like aunt and uncle.
Yeah. So because she's signing something to her sister, and I'm like, I want to know what that was. And then she signed something to Grin whenever she's like, I'm going to leave you in charge of
the search.
It's like she signed something to him, and he's like, and they hug, and I'm like, I want to know what was said there.
Yeah.
Because like he really appreciated it. So I'm like, I want to know what was said.
And now he's just stuck in the dungeons.
I did like that. It's like, oh, we're going to have a meeting later. And he's like, all right. So it's like, so I have some problems. Like, oh, really? Voice your opinions. Well, first off, you took me off the case. And it's like, yeah, okay, understandable. And then you've got me locked in the dungeon. It's like, is anything else? It's like, no, those are that last one's the main one. I thought that was really good. I really liked that. And then he's just kind of like stuck there the rest of the time. He's like
whistling while he's down there.
When he tries to give when Viren tries to give Renan the fruit to
try,
he's like, I'll take some fruit. Wait, no, okay. He just like leaves him.
No, for me, I didn't like a lot of the humor in the show. I felt like it was disjointed and misplaced. Like, I felt like it disrupted the world. Which is contrary to a lot of other things that I like. I don't know. I might have had a problem with just, like, the writing of the show in general, I think.
Well, Giancarlo, I really liked it.
Well, I'm glad.
I hope that you come on the show. I know
I am
we had talked
glad.
Previously.
I know. I'm glad, though, that you liked it, because you have been looking forward to this. Like, you texted me as soon as they announced that he was going to have a new show come out. So I know you've been excited for this, like, for a really long time. And so I was hoping to like it, and now I'm just, like, disappointed.
Now, I will say, and this is going to kind of... So, did you like any of it?
No, I liked parts of it. Like, okay, so... when they would be, like, standing and talking, it's gorgeous. Like, the color, the shading, just the environmental world that they live in, it's beautiful. Like, the castle, it's gorgeous. I had a problem with the movement, like you mentioned before.
It's very, like, season 1 of Ruby.
Yes.
It's very season 1 of Ruby.
My younger brother came in and he watched like I think it was like episode 3. He saw a glimpse. He was like, Hanna, that's animation is horrible. And I go, I'm hoping it progresses. I'm hoping it gets better. And I didn't feel like there was any
I wonder why the stylized choice for that instead of something 2D.
I know, right? I know, like, the 3D thing is kind of popular right now.
I get, like, the CG is really, like, that is something that, especially what Netflix is going towards.
Yes.
Because 2D is pretty expensive, but I'm like, look at Japan. Japan is they're still
pumping
popping
out
stuff out in 2D.
Yeah.
And it still looks really, really great. And I just sit there and I'm like, I wish we could go back to 2D.
Yeah, because as I'm watching this and I start to kind of get into what they're saying to each other, they'll move a certain way. And then I'm just kind of like, whoa, what? Like, I'm like completely thrown out of my tiptoe into submersion into the world just because of how they move. And how, when they're up on the mountain and the avalanche begins and they're running.
Whenever Caleb's running from her in the first, Rayla in like the second episode.
Yeah.
He looks weird when he's running, but she looks good when she's running because she's like on the wall and everything.
Yeah.
So she looks good, but then Caleb looks like he's just like spent stiff almost.
They spent too much time animating like the elves and maybe not enough time on everybody else.
I can see that.
Maybe.
And then like
because she's supposed to be an assassin, so she's going to have quick, fast, smooth, silent movements. So maybe they took a lot of time to detail out how she's going to move versus how Caleb's going to move when he walks down a hallway.
Because like when Caleb hugs King Haro, when he's like...
They're saying like their goodbyes,
they're saying their
basically.
Goodbyes. He puts his head on Haro and like Haro cries, which is cute. And then like he moves his head down like this, but it's like block, 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 block.
Right, it's so choppy.
It's really weird. And then like when he opens the door, it's like block, 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 block.
Right.
You're like, why
it's like
is
it's
it like
not
that? It's
fully
really weird.
rendered or something. So I had problems with the animation style. I loved the art direction, though. I liked
Did you character designs?
Yeah, I loved how the Moonshadow, like you mentioned, I loved how the Moonshadow elves looked. Like Rayla's design is gorgeous. I liked how I'm not a fan of Claudia, but her hair looks on point every scene she's in. So I liked the character designs of everybody. I didn't notice the music that much.
Yeah, it's you can kind of notice it at little spots.
Yeah.
Now Netflix has this thing, and I wish they wouldn't have done it on this show. Did you watch any of the little clip it bits at the end of the show? Like it would show like a little brown piece of paper, and it was like a little sketch.
No, because it would immediately
end
in
the
next episode.
So if you watch those, it's little like backstory and everything like that.
Okay.
Which helps give you a little bit of world building.
Okay.
Like, so like if you're watching, like, do you think that Sorum and Caleb like each other?
No.
They're like friends. Yeah, right?
Like, okay, so
it's
watching
weird.
the episode, I feel like no one in the castle likes Callum. Just watching the episode. Like, Callum is the step prince.
The step prince,
and
yeah.
no one likes him.
Except for Claudia.
Except for Claudia and Ezrin.
Yeah.
And that's it. Like, no one else likes him. So, there's more.
Yeah, so like when you watch stuff like that, you're like, okay, yeah, they all like it's kind of like a brother, like a big brother, like ribbing type thing.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
That would have been nice.
Right?
To have a little bit of...
Well, because even then, like, he does get a little bit in that first episode, because he's like, oh, you're looking at Claudia? Yeah, I'm going to help you out, bro. You know, it's like, I know you like my sister, so I'm going to pretend that, you know, you stabbed me and everything. So he does play along with it, and you're like, okay, yeah, I mean, he seems like he's a bit of a D-bag, but then you're like, oh, no, he actually does kind of...
Okay.
Yeah.
So
and even then, like, he has, like, the trepidations of, like... Because, like, if he hated Ezrin, and Caleb, he was like, well, I'll just kill him. Like, when Viren was like, you gotta go and you gotta kill him, he would have been like, all right, cool, yeah, I'll kill Caleb, I don't care. But, like, he's got all the trepidation of it.
Yes, because it's when Claudia and Soren are, like, going to, like, the highest point to do the spell, to do the trace. Mm-hmm. Is that why he's kind of like, let's take our time, this is a nice mountain walk? Okay, because he knows.
Yeah, he knows what he's supposed to do.
And I don't think Claudia's, like, just there to help Soren find him.
Well, Claudia's like,
and get the egg.
If it means getting the egg or losing Soren, and she tries to joke with her dad, it's like, what if it comes between the two? Who should I choose? And she's like, I was just kidding. He's like, the egg. And you're like, ooh, Daddy doesn't really care about what happens to his kid.
Or I think kids.
Well, I mean, like,
he might
like
care.
to her. Oh yeah, I think he definitely wants Claudia to live
because she's
protege.
the heir.
Yeah.
To him,
and she has magic. And then what's Soren? He's just a dude that doesn't understand that time is like a seesaw. It's like, yes, time is like a seesaw.
Okay, so if there's more development for Soren, maybe because I was watching the episode, I'm just like, I do not like these two characters, like at all.
So like there's one where like he's doing push-ups, like it's like a boom 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 boom. So he's doing push-ups, and it's a picture of him doing a push-up, and he's got bait on his back, and then it's him doing a push-up, and like bait and Claudia are on his back, and then like it's a push-up, and like all three of them, or like Caleb and Ezra and Bait and Claudia are all on his back, and it's like poof, like that. It's really kind of cute. And then you see a little bit of stuff with Rayla. It's like you see like a little bitty Rayla, and she's like training with Renan, and then you see this guy. So here's where the fandom comes in.
Okay.
So there is an elf making these two necklaces.
Okay.
One of the necklaces is the same necklace that Renan has.
Okay.
So he's making these cute little necklaces. And then it shows another one with him and Renan, and they're sitting kind of like wearing the necklaces together on this little pool area, and then these two lotus blossoms kind of like floating in the water. And then
does the fandom have a gay ship?
Yes. And then it cuts again to where it's just the Tinker Elf. Giancarlo, like he was like, what's this? Everyone was like, what's his name? He's like, we'll just call him Tearful Tinker Elf. So TTE is, sitting, and he's like crying, and his hands in his hand, and there's only like the one lotus flower in the pond.
Because Renan's gone off on his assassin mission.
Well, that and Renan has been captured into a coin now.
Oh.
So it's like...
He won't be in the coin forever. He won't be in the coin.
Grin's gonna get the coin. I want to see Grin and Renan. He's just like...
Have like...
He steals the coin, and he's like, so how's it going? And it's just like it's like a bunch of hand movements and everything. I think that would be amazing.
Okay. So, I mean, I say I'm looking forward. I hope I look forward to part 2. Like, so yes, if you ask me to watch it, I will watch it. Because I hope... because once you start watching a show 9 episodes, you start thinking about the potentials of what you could do and what they could change and maybe fix, because they probably have it finished. They're just not releasing it yet. And, but no, if they have all that extra stuff.
Yeah, like go and watch.
I should go back and watch and try it again.
Either that or don't watch. Just go on like Tumblr, and I say go on Tumblr. You could probably find them on Instagram too.
Yeah,
that's probably less of a deep dive, awful cesspool than Tumblr is. You can look through and you can find all the little things.
Yeah, so
like you know how Rayla's scared of water.
Yeah,
there's one where she's like, there's this tub and it's full of water, and she's like a little kid, and she's like. Acting like she's dry and trying to get out. So you're like, okay, yeah. So that
all right, so yeah. So I will go back and I'll try to watch those and see if that adds any.
Yeah. Like how Haro, like when they go to their cabin, their winter cabin.
Oh, yes.
He's like, yeah, we have fun, sledding there. There's one where it's like Ezrin, Caleb, and Haro, and they're like sledding down like the snow. And it's really kind of cute.
Okay. So no, it's like I can't say that I hated it. I can't say that. No, I can't. I said I would probably better. I was disappointed by the story,
but hopes for the future.
Hope for the future. Disappointed in kind of like a lot of the stuff in the now, but with that episode 9 probably saved it for me. Mm-hmm. If they had waited for the birth of the dragon, I just probably would have been like, yeah, forget it.
I did like how Caleb is making this progress with these magical items.
And then he willingly decide. I think that actually is where I was kind of like, okay.
Yeah.
Because I was starting to like him before that moment. But then when he kind of is like, I know what to do, and he pulls that out, and I go, good for you, kid. Because he probably felt like I'm not a good swordsman, so I'm not like Soren, and I'm not a good magician. I'm not a good magician. I'm not like Claudia. I'm not like the sun, like Ezrin, and I draw. And what he says, I make dry jokes.
Yeah, it's like, I draw and I make dry jokes, which is very much Sokka's
Sokka.
like, I'm the meat and sarcasm guy.
Yes, and so I was like, okay. So I started to like him at that point because, I mean, he knows his place pretty much in the world. And so he's discovered these items, and he has
an affinity. Yeah.
He has an affinity for them. And then he willingly destroys one so the dragon can be born.
Mm-hmm.
I thought...
Well, like, that's his magic circuit.
Yeah.
Like, that's how
he can't do it without it.
Exactly. He has to
But
have
there will be
a
something
catalyst.
that happens that...
They'll find another one.
Another one that he'll be able to do it. Or, like, he finds that he can do it without...
Yeah, something will happen.
So...
Maybe that whole elf chick will give him something.
Maybe. So that was the episode that I think that really was like, okay, I think I could probably do more of this show.
I will say, so there was a little thing that I thought was a little bit weird. So Rayla has her little wristband thing.
Yes.
That is like cutting off the circulation to her hand. It's not
Right.
getting all bruised. Renan has it on his arm, but
But
it's not as bad. It's like there's a little bit, but like her hand's like about to fall off.
But
and
I think
Renan's over here. It's just like, yeah, my arm's all right.
I think the difference, though, between the two of them, I was thinking about that. Renan was 100%.
Yeah.
In the mission. Rayla always kind of had hesitations. I mean, obviously, she's running around with protecting the kid that she's vowed to kill. So I think that's why hers is worse than Renan's is. Because Renan is like...
It's also like she is like right next to them the whole entire time.
And not
too.
doing it.
And maybe the band's like, yeah, I know, you're like right there. Why aren't you doing
right,
it? Why aren't you
right
doing
here.
it?
Yeah, so I think it might also be like level of motivation into what you vowed to do.
Yeah, but I did like that was a hindrance for her.
Yeah, because instead of her just being like this all the time
super BA.
OP character that can
which now she's going to be the super OP character.
Unless something else happens.
Because Zim took it off of her.
Yeah.
Well, maybe she'll be a little bit... It's weird because like she got like really affectionate like towards the end.
I think because she realized...
Well, she did have that really good heart-to-heart with Ezrin.
She had the really good heart-to-heart with Ezrin, and I think at the end she began to realize, okay, this thing's just going to kill me. How do I want to live my life?
Yeah. She had some soul-searching to do.
She did. So, yeah, towards the end... And that's what I was kind of hoping. I started to like it a little bit more. I mean, there were still moments where I was just kind of like, oh my goodness, why? Why are we here? Thankfully, they're only like 26-minute episodes.
Yeah, they're not long.
And not like 45-minute episodes, because I was having minor flashbacks to Merlin.
It's very much like Merlin. It is very much like Merlin.
I was having flashbacks to Merlin, and thankfully they didn't do what Merlin did, because Merlin is like 46-minute episodes, and there's so much fast forwarding. I was like, let's get back to Merlin, please. He's our main character of the show. No,
you say that, and I think somebody did draw Calum in Merlin's little outfit.
You're joking.
Yeah.
That's great.
I mean,
Yeah.
it's almost the same. It's
Yeah.
like the same blue with like the little red.
It is really...
It's very, very close.
Very similar. So I was
and
having...
then Soren is totally... He's totally
Arthur. Oh my gosh,
and then Claudia. Yep, it's totally...
Morgana. Oh my gosh. Okay, so yes, I was having...
there is a dragon in Merlin.
I hadn't made all the connections like that, but as I was watching it, I was having flashbacks to... Merlin has like crazy pacing problems throughout the entirety of the show. But I still liked some characters, so I kind of held through and finished it. So I was starting to have a feeling, oh gosh, this is going to be another Merlin on my hands, but at least it's 25-minute episodes, not 46-minute episodes.
So what would you rank season 1, part 1?
A 2.5.
2.5. I'm going to give it a 3. Just because, like I said, there are places where it can improve.
Yeah.
I really enjoyed it. Like...
And I'm glad you enjoyed it. Like, you kept texting me about, oh, I'm going to rewatch it. I'm like, how do I...
Yeah. That's why it took so long to text when you were like, I have problems with this, and this. And I was like, I got to wait. So that's why it took like 2 hours
and that's
to
why I was
respond
like...
to that.
He's like, I'm going to rewatch it. I was just like, I don't even know if I can rewatch this right now.
Because it's one of those, like, I'm hesitant to give it... Unfortunately, it's not a 5. I'm hesitant to give it a 4 just because there are some problems that I there are things that I have problems. I'll give it a 4. Gotta give it a 4. Screw it. Josh takes backsies 4.
Okay.
Because now that I'm thinking about it, like 3's too low.
Yeah, for
me.
like when you said 3, I was like, oh, I was expecting a 4 because of how much you said
4.
that you were enjoying it. Yeah.
Like I can overlook some of the problems that I had. And sometimes the CG is like really weird. But I can. But again, that's the Ruby thing with me. It's
I'm
like,
hoping that
Ruby
goes away.
Season 1 looks terrible.
Yeah, it does.
Season 2 not as bad, but it gets better as it progresses.
I was just thinking, oh, they've got Netflix backing them. This is gonna look great because that budget. And that's why I was like, whoa. I mean, it looks great.
It doesn't seem like something from Netflix.
No, it doesn't. It doesn't. So I don't know if that's a good thing. I don't know if that's a bad thing.
They need to throw some more money at it, and then we can have maybe a little bit better. Just throw some more money at it.
Yeah, so I'll say like 2.5, but with room to grow. Yeah, because who knows?
So 2.5 and 1 to grow on.
1 to grow on.
Yeah.
So we'll see what part 2 brings us, because I'd like to. There's a lot of things I'd still like to see happen. I mean, I'm not shipping anything yet because I really only liked Ezran for a long time. So maybe as I continue to like Rayla and like Callum and all these, maybe I'll like have like room to grow and start coupling off characters like I tend to in my shows anyways.
I think, okay, so I wanted to talk about fandoms.
Yeah, you mentioned that earlier.
Now,
and I don't, like, you haven't told me a whole lot, but from, like, what you've already said so far in this episode, I have a feeling you went Tumblr diving.
Yeah, Tumblr
and we're
is an
unhappy
awful thing.
with what you have found on Tumblr.
So, and I think I may wait on this.
Okay.
We may wait on this episode and have Ashley on here, too. Because she is really big in the Voltron fandom. And all the toxicity that came out of that.
Oh my gosh, there's so much. And I'm not even a member, but I even know about the toxicity in the Voltron fandom.
Mm-hmm. So I'm thinking maybe we hold off the main portion of it.
Okay.
But yeah, like there's already like hate between like Voltron fans and it's Voltron and then it's a TDP. The Dragon Prince. It's already got its own acronym.
Oh.
So, like, the TDP, the Dragon Prince fandom and, like, the Voltron fan, they already are like, oh, if you're a Voltron fan, you think this, but we Dragon Prince fans think this.
Dragon Prince has literally been out for, like, what, a week and a day?
Yeah. So it's one of those when you're like, I mean, I guess you can do that, but, like, they're already, like, hating each other. Everybody's already a lesbian.
Oh my gosh. Okay, so
it's one of those where I'm just like, guys, give them chance. We've had 9 episodes.
You have 9 episodes.
Give them a chance to like do these characters justice. Like, don't just like throw your opinions and then automatically hate on everybody else's opinion.
Okay, it's okay to have opinions.
Oh yeah, everybody has opinions. Like everybody can have opinions, but don't hate other people's opinions.
Exactly, and. I was talking to one of the associates at Hot Topic a while back ago. She found out I was a Yuri on Ice fan, and she got really giddy. So we were like,
because you were born to make history.
I was born to make history. So we were talking about stuff, and she asked, like, she just threw out, "Are you a Voltron fan?" And I go, I have not watched Voltron, but I've kind of always wanted to watch it. I'm just slow on that bandwagon, and I haven't watched it yet. She goes, well, watch it, but stay away from the fandom. She goes, the fandom is awful. And I go, well, that's never good to hear from anybody about any show and
especially
any group of people.
Especially if you like a show and you have to say, I am sorry for the people that also like this show.
Yeah, and I was like, you know what's really disappointing is hearing, and we talked about this earlier, just today, about when you hear fans bad talk other things that a lot of people love. Life is too short to not like appreciate what we have, because I mean it's like the DC Marvel crap that always crops up, you know.
You, me, and Carl had a nice long conversation about that.
Yeah, so long of a conversation.
We should have recorded that.
That was a good conversation.
Carl, come back in November. November's our naughty November. We have no topics. We're just gonna chat. So that would be a good. So you can say something, Carl. You don't have to just give a thumbs up. Say something, so then I'm not talking to myself.
Okay, Josh.
I hope that picked up.
We'll see if it does. But it's like we are very fortunate to live in a day and age where we get to have things and nice things. Like we get blockbuster movies. We get Netflix that's willing to allow creators to make new and interesting stories, because so much of what we see on American television is just like copy paste. And thankfully we have these streaming services that are willing to like experiment on stories and different point of views, and we get to have these fun things. Don't ruin the fun things.
Yeah, and
don't do it.
Like the toxic fandoms are awful.
Awful.
Like, we still have stuff with Miraculous Ladybug too.
Oh yeah,
like
the Luca versus Adrian.
It's like
people get so salty.
Oh my gosh, it's bad.
And I go, guys, Luca was literally in one episode so far.
Oh, what's bad too? Well, yeah. In what we have.
Yes, in what we have, we've had Luca for one episode.
And I apologize. I only watch, things legally. I don't do like the downloads and torrents.
Yeah, and it's like people. I would like to wait till I can have all of it.
Exactly. Yeah, I want to binge them.
Yeah, me too. And it's like,
well, Star vs. Forces of Evil is the same way.
Like Voltron fans were petitioning to have Keith and Lance actually become like a couple. And they were getting like sending. What did she say? They weren't like sending death threats.
Well, they did when Shiro's character, like they killed like Shiro's boyfriend.
Yeah, like they made Shiro gay, and then they killed off the gay love interest.
Yeah, and then like there were death threats, and like
now they're like, well, now you have to make Keith and Lance gay, or all this kind of stuff. And I'm just like, guys,
no, it's all Lance and Pidge, guys.
And I go, guys, why do you think we have so many different fan fiction outlets? Because often you can find fan fictions that are written better than the actual show.
Well, and I like too that but then people get so so into like that fan fiction world where they forget what the show is. That's the way Miraculous Ladybug is. You and I both know it. The fandom of Miraculous Ladybug is so much bigger than the show is. Like, Marinette is like this bumbling idiot, and then we have Adrian, who is like this neglected boy, who also, the Marinette in all of the fandoms always has freckles, and I don't think she has those in the show.
No, she doesn't have the freckles.
And Adrian is like this neglected kid who's getting starved, and then there's...
Okay, so
when he turns it...
I'll give you like a little bit of the neglect. A little bit of the neglect.
And it depends on what you read too, because like sometimes his dad doesn't let him have any sweets. So whenever he goes to Mari's bakery, it's like, oh my gosh, like it's the best thing I've ever had. The food, it's so great, but I can never eat it because I have to watch my body because I'm a model, and it's not in my dad's books and everything like that, like rules. And then we have his Cat Noir, is just kind of like this. Like, in the show, he's just kind of like he's a flirt and everything. But he's
like suave ladies man.
Yeah. He's like a sex-crazed fiend in the fan fiction, in the fandom. It's like, he's just this guy who's like, yeah, Mari, you, me, I'm going to get you right now. And you're like, really? Really? And like, Mari's like this insecure person who thinks like nobody's ever going to love her. And like, she'll like...
Because it's what's really interesting.
Seems like she's on the verge of like needing to call like a self-help hotline, or else she's gonna jump off a bridge. I always find it
really interesting, and I'm probably guilty of it a little bit. I will admit, because I'm hardcore on like the boat of Kagome could have been better from Inuyasha, and here is XYZ fanfiction to show what we could have had with Kagome. So I will admit that I'm probably guilty of that, like reading the fan fiction, developing my own idea of what a character is. But you don't
assume that's the truth, though.
I don't assume it's the truth. I like to think that it could have been the truth, especially with shows that are like
dead
and they're done and kind of over with, and have been for a really long time. But it's like in the Miraculous Ladybug fandom, it's like, it's okay if you want to take like this little grain of truth, because yes, Adrian is a little neglected, and yes, Marinette is pretty insecure, but not to the point where she like doubts the love of her parents that they have for her, or that Alia actually loves her for who she actually is, kind of thing. That's not real. Like, she's secure in the knowledge that she has friends and that they love her, and
Adrian is not gonna snap.
Yes, he's not gonna go postal.
That's not gonna happen.
No, and
he's not just gonna like aggressively take Marinette
or
as
Lady
his own.
or Ladybug.
Oh, he
know?
never. That's the thing though. It's like
That's right. It's the Mary Chat.
It's Mary Chat. It's always Mary Chat.
And that's my ship. And so I try really hard to be careful with the ship because it's like don't let it. Because I get like really picky with the fan fictions with that. It's like that's not realistic. Next one, that's not realistic either. Come on, guys, no.
And it's never Ladrian. Nobody likes Ladrian
because that one would be too perfect.
Yeah.
There's not enough potential drama or story to draw from that. They'd just be I love you too, and then they're happy.
That's why I think that Adrianette is so good.
Adrianette is like my second favorite.
I think Adrianette works better than Marichat because at the same time, because here's the thing with
I
don't like the fact that if like Adrian is slowly falling out of love with Ladybug and falling in love with Marinette and vice versa. Whereas the Adrianette, it's like it's perfect because they both know each other.
Yeah.
And so like I think it's better that way because the same thing I don't like Marichat and I don't like Ladrian because it's the exact same thing.
Yeah.
Well, maybe not. No, actually no. Ladrian is good because Adrian loves Ladybug
and Ladybug loves Adrian. So
that one's good. Yeah, it's kind of just like off to the side because, like, yeah, you're right. There's no conflict there.
There's no conflict.
Adrianette, though, there is the conflict because, like, you can have Adrian and Marinette dating, but not knowing that Cat Noir and Ladybug are their identities.
Yeah.
So I think that, and so then they have to kind of keep it a secret from each other.
I'm no respecter of ships in this fandom. Really, I didn't even know if
You're not the Port Authority?
I don't even know if I've...
Thank you. Oh, God.
I don't even know if I've read a Ladrian.
I don't think I've ever read Ladrian. That's why I was like, I don't think anyone know that does Ladrian. It's like we had to create a name for it, Ladrian. And that's it.
I think
like it's the laziest of them because it's literally just Adrian with an L in front of it.
Well, L-A, lady, L-A-D, lady, Dren. It still works.
No, it doesn't. It's still just Adrian with an A with an L in front.
I mean, well, and you know, even if you looked at like old school, like an original like Toonami anime when it was first kind of coming across this ocean to us when we were kids, I mean, I would have friends who were fans of like Inuyasha. They would be like the exact same way. Or I had friends, girlfriends, of course, because only girls do it. But, like, in Gundam Wing, I had fans of Gundam Wing. And, man, if you tried to argue anything but the fact that they're all gay for each other, they would, like,
except Wu Fei, because I don't know if anybody liked
No one wants to be with Wu Fei.
Like, Wu Fei's just an ass.
Yes, he is. So, like, they're all gay for each other, and they would, like, fight you in the street that second if you tried to argue
that's
about
the way the one of the Voltron fandom is. Like, they're all gay. The same way with...
Well, this has been problems with, like, Sherlock Holmes fans for
decades.
Everything.
And it's just like, but there's no evidence to
Star Trek.
Support it.
Star Trek case in point here.
Oh yeah, Kirk and Spock totally gay for each other.
No, it's a polyamorous relationship.
Oh, and Bones.
And Bones. It's a polyamorous relationship right here, all three of them.
And Sulu. And Chekhov. Just everybody on the Enterprise.
They all sleep with each other. So like if you look back, it's like Star Trek fans have been doing this for a long time too. So it's like this isn't like a new invention because the internet has existed. It's just more talked about because the internet exists. And we can connect with people across the country and across the world who feel the same as us, and it becomes toxic.
Yeah, that's why I'm great. Like if it's supported in the show, if it is canonically supported, I'm great with it. But the fact that
I've got my
toxic. Like if you like Calum and Rayla, it's like no, Rayla's a lesbian. It's like, but what? Where? It's like, oh no, Calum's gay too, and you're like. For what? Ezrin? Because that's weird. Like,
there's been
where
9 episodes.
Like, Calum literally is having dreams about Claudia smelling like peanut butter still. It's like, that is still a thing that is going on. And it's like, but no, he's gay. And you're like, what? And then the whole bit with, same thing with Amaya. She's like, oh no, she's a lesbian. And you're like, where? Like, her best interaction comes with Grin. And I'm like, it seemed like there was a little bit more there.
It's because she's a strong woman.
Well, not all strong female characters are lesbians.
No, but in fandoms, all strong female characters are.
I guess.
It's weird. So it's just, I just shake my head a lot of the times because I exist in a world where I have my, what do they call them, crack ships. I've got my crack ships. I'm never going to act like they are canon. Ever. I'm not going to, because I know this is not what the author or creator ever intended for these characters.
It's like, I created these characters just because I wanted this character to be a background character.
Right.
Like in Star vs. the Forces of Evil.
Yeah.
Janna's a background character. She's like in the majority of the first season, background character. People liked her so much, I was like, okay, we'll just go ahead and move her up. She becomes a semi-regular character and then closer to a main-er character. A very prominent recurring character, I suppose is what you would call her. But even then, it's like, oh no, she's gay. And you're like, but where? Like, the interactions that we have is she is like in love with Marco. Like, lusting for Marco, pretty much. And you're like, oh no, she's a lesbian, she can star. And you're like, but where?
She can totally mask those feelings.
Just because...
as faking a heterosexual urge towards our young male character to hide the romantic longings that she has for our female lead.
That was like the Tumblriest post that you've ever said on this show.
But no, that's a lot of like, okay, so I will say that I understand the longing for representation.
Yes.
Like, I totally understand that. I respect that. Like, I mean, I was the only redhead in my entire family, so if I saw, like, April O'Neil on Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, she was my girl. Ariel in Little Mermaid, she was my girl.
She wore shoulder pads.
She totally did wear shoulder pads. Who else? Poison Ivy in the Batman the Animated Series. Bet you believe she's still my favorite character to this day.
What about Grin? Did you like Grin? He is a little ginger freckle boy.
He's a ginger. So for me, if there's a redhead, I gravitate towards that character. So I understand like a longing to have representation in a story where you feel like who you are as a person is shown.
But you don't force
right.
red hair color on another person.
But you would hope that like creators would be like, okay, let's make sure that, or let's try really hard to make sure we have an accurate representation of a member from whatever community, and we write that character well. Because what I think these writers do well in these shows is that they do disability really well.
Yes. Like in like we had Toph.
Yeah,
who
and
was blind.
She's blind, and she's wonderfully representative of the disabled community. Mm-hmm. And then we have General Amaya. Amaya. I'm never gonna get these names right.
We also have what's his face from Avatar 2, who's in the little wheelchair thing who can fly.
Yes, it's like so. Like these creators do disability really, really well, and I'm glad that there's that representation in this show. And then like in Legend of Korra. Yeah. We had Korra and Asami.
They get together in
and
the end.
They end up getting together.
Great.
And that's wonderful. And so maybe like something like that will happen eventually in this show. But to shove it so far when it's literally been out for a week, there's only 9 episodes. Exactly.
It's like, yeah, in
we
Korra,
have, like,
they had a season to build, well, more than a season.
Yeah.
To build that up.
Right.
And you're like, nope, look. We're dropping hints.
And here it is.
But it's like, we've got 9 episodes right now,
right,
guys.
And it's like, so we're still, like, they've been so focused on developing this world, developing this issue, like, of relations between the humans and the elves, and this peril of we have to save the egg. There hasn't been a lot of room for character development at this point. It's going to come because we get it in Avatar once, like, everything's chill and we know how this world works. It's going to come. We just have to take a deep breath.
Which we don't have any sort of meaningful relationship in Avatar until the end of season 1.
Right.
And it's Sokka.
Yeah, a boy!
My boy. And then we don't have any sort of meaningful relationship in season 2 until it's Sokka.
A boy!
And then we really don't have any sort of meaningful relationship in season 3 until it's Zuko and Sokka.
Yes. So
because the Aang one's just kind of like shoehorned at the end,
even
then like they do that stupid cut.
Yeah.
We didn't get to talk about the cut since you didn't do season 3.
No.
But they do that cut. They're like, zoom out. Oh, we're just kidding. We're going to zoom back in.
So it's like, take a deep breath. Hopefully they will do a good representation of someone from the LGBTQA community. Who knows? Hopefully there's one character, because they're doing characters of color, which is great.
Which is great. I love how like that is very inclusive. They're like, Haro, yes. Ezrin, yes.
Yes.
I already forgot his name. Corvus.
Yes.
Even Amaya.
Yeah.
And you're just like, dang, they've
taken a lot of thought into this. So let's get some character development here in this story and then see what develops. It's okay to go ahead and have your ships, have thoughts, but it's not the truth yet.
Yeah.
It might be, but it's not.
But we just have to wait.
So we just have to wait and be a little patient.
Yeah.
And maybe your ship will come to truth and yay!
So maybe your ship will come to port. Maybe it'll sink
Explode
off the West Indies.
into a million pieces. Because let me tell you, all my Harry Potter ones did.
It's so bad. Because like, you know how there's a lot of ships that just like they never make it back home.
No,
like
they
sail and then they just
go
sink
into
and
the
it just
sunset
never comes back.
and you never see them again. Literally,
It's like
every single Harry Potter ship I ever had did that.
Well, I'm sorry that Luna and Neville never happened.
No, that wasn't actually the biggest one for me. So whatever.
She was a
Rowling.
Draco and Hermione fan.
I was actually a Draco Harry fan.
Well, I don't think that they were gonna do that.
That was never going to come to fruition.
It was the 80s, Hannah.
It's never going to come to fruition, and I've dealt with that, and I've acknowledged it, and I've tried to move on with my life.
Speaking of moving on with our lives, I think it's time to wrap this up.
Okay, sorry.
What was that?
I just got a text message from my friend who just announced that she's pregnant.
Oh, who's pregnant?
An old coworker from the bookstore that Meg.
Melina?
No, Meg. Oh. She worked there before you did,
Ah.
and Crystal, her and I have kept in contact over these years, and she's just got married and she's having a baby.
Congratulations,
I'm so
Meg.
excited. I'm gonna have to text her and yeah. But back to the podcast.
Was I gonna go back in time?
Oh, bringing that Huey Lewis in the news.
Yeah. So again, this episode was sponsored by Ripped Apparel. Let's go to www.rippedapparel.com. Use code ASP10, get 10% off your shirt. What what I really like about Ripped Apparel is the fact that the shirts are available for 24 hours.
Yeah.
And then they're gone. So it's like, if you want that shirt, you gotta jump on it.
They do a really awesome rotation of different like designs and stuff.
And there's usually a nice...
Because I'm pretty sure you bought me that My Neighbor Totoro Alice in Wonderland mashup shirt from Ripped Apparel.
Mm-hmm, that was
and I officially had to retire it because it is now too small.
I have my my Titans, that and you don't wear shirts anymore.
What? Oh, that's right.
I like how you had to look down. It's like, am I?
Am I wearing a shirt?
It's like, the girls are out. What? No, this is wrong.
I'm sure I'm wearing a graphic tee today.
I have that Fringe shirt, but it's Titans.
Oh, that's
so
right.
Titans,
yeah.
Right? And my I have my Attack on Titan shirt. That is, but it's it was Attack on Oo, so it's all Adventure
right.
Time.
Did you wear that one to the convention?
Yes.
I remember going, ooh, I like that.
So yeah, I really like, they have a lot of really cool shit. I have that Goku, like that Goku as Saitama.
Oh,
so it's
that's
like Goku, but
right.
he's got like Saitama's face.
Yes.
That one's like, they have a lot of really, really good shirts.
Yeah, you just have to catch them and then like trying to make up your mind really fast and then just buy it.
It's like, I gotta get quick.
Yeah.
So yeah, definitely go to Ripped. They're great. They're super cool for sponsoring the show. Also, we're looking for podcasts to join the super secret. No, not the super secret. The the Secret Superhero Club podcast network, which is the podcast network that we're a part of. Right now, it's only us in Cloud City. Getting into comics to a 10-page ended, and then there was a Magic the Gathering one that also ended.
Oh.
So we're looking to get some more stuff. We're in the process of talking with somebody about a D&D podcast.
Oh, that'd be awesome.
Bringing one of those on. Bringing Not Joanna's Eggs on. Bringing a couple other people on in the network, mainly because it's going to help us It's going to help us grow. It's going to help them grow. It's going to help the podcast community grow, and it's going to help us get sponsors.
Right.
So that's why we want to do it. So if you are interested in, doing any sort of podcasting, let us know. Like, shoot us a DM, and we will on Instagram probably, because that's what I reply to the most.
Yeah.
Or you can shoot us an email at animationstationpodcast@gmail.com. Shoot us an email. Now, one thing that we do have to talk about before we sign off.
Oh.
We do have the winner
for
our Mike Anderson prints, our Interstella 5 for $500, $5 foot long one. How's it go?
It's Interstella 5555.
Okay, I can never remember how many fives. And then
that's why I always just say 5,555.
5,555 minutes. Sorry.
Thank you so much for selecting me to be the winner of these posters. I'll hang them up on my wall, and they will be gorgeous next to my Daft Punk music collection. Thank you so much.
Well, it's great that you say that, Hannah. You can. I do have an extra Your Name one that you could have. However, you can't have all of them. You can't have the Interstellar one.
Harold told me he was going to get me one. But it was late.
Harold, you're listening. Why didn't you get her one?
Because it was late, and both of us were kind of ready to go home. So I didn't want to ask again. So I think eventually I'll be able to get one.
So what we did was we put everybody in a little algorithm-y thing. I put everybody's name in there, and we're going to hit it 3 times. I don't know why, just 3. So 1,
do it.
2.
Ba-na-na-na.
And the winner... 3. The Miraculous fan page.
Awesome!
Congratulations. You've won. So shoot me a DM with your address, and I will get these shipped out to you.
That's awesome.
So,
Congratulations.
I apologize to Stephanie Davis. She used to work with me. She was the one right before when I hit the 2.
Oh.
Yeah, it was hers. So unfortunately.
No.
Yeah. But yeah, so congrats, Miraculous fan page. Like I said, DM me. And we'll get everything shipped over to you.
Congratulations.
Congratsies. All right, so Hannah, where can everybody find you?
You guys can always find me at words have stopped working. You guys can always find me on Instagram or on Twitter at asillyred.
You can find me on Twitter and Instagram at Josh L. Kane. You can find the podcast on Instagram at Animation Station Podcast, on Facebook and Tumblr at Animation Station Podcast, Twitter at Animate Podcast. You can also find all of our episodes on iTunes, Stitcher, Podbean, Google Play, and our website, animationstationpodcast.com. You know what I had? So Hannah.
Yes, sir?
2 days ago, I had 2 eggs for breakfast. And then yesterday, I had 4 eggs for breakfast. So tomorrow, that's when you go, you're gonna have 3 eggs. That was a part that was in the Dragon Prince.
I must have missed.
You must have missed
one.
it. She's like, yeah, you're gonna have 3 eggs for breakfast. I got it. We don't have to talk to each other. And he's like, I was gonna say 2 eggs and a sausage.
Oh, is that when Claudia and Soren were walking through the forest?
No, that's when Rayla's like jumping over people. Like she's like,
oh,
she's like,
yeah.
I'm gonna fix it, and she's like running, and she's gonna jump over stuff, and she's just running. The cards are in the jungle or the forest, and she sees those 2.
Okay.
I'm like, poor bro. You just want to tell a girl about his sausage and eggs, man. Breakfast. It's because it is the most important meal of the day.
Is it?
Yeah. Because Amaya says it.
Maya.
Yeah. She signs it. She's like, and then Grin says it. So.
So we're hoping that's what she actually said?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
I'm pretty sure Grin. I hope he's translating correct.
Okay.
That's why I want Ethan in here, because I want to
fact check.
But they do have ASL people in the credits. Like whenever there is signing, they have
then yeah,
they're doing it. Yeah.
More than likely, definitely accurate. But I don't think they would put something in the show like that and then not make sure it would be right.
But I do want Ethan to come over and tell me exactly what she signs to the statue and then signs to Grin. Because that I want to know.
Right.
Because I looked, there were no I tried to do comments. to
Oh,
see.
no
It didn't
one
work.
said
It didn't work. It
anything
didn't
so
work.
far?
Yeah, no. I was
give
like,
it
"Oh."
give it probably a few more days and someone will probably figure it out.
Hopefully. All right. So for the Animation Station podcast, I'm Josh.
I'm Hannah.
Bye-bye, little butterfly.
No.
Do it.
No.
Do it.
No.
Do it.
Chogi wa.
Chogi wa.